All right. Nah, I'm good. I don't feel the need to do what other players do in terms of water storage. I have my own methodology and way that works for me. Thanks for the sub on Twitch, relating. Appreciate it. But yeah, like I know that like mass production, having more water storage for T5 mats is good, but I have found that this method works for me. I have two medium cisterns, four water traps. I log on in the morning. I produce 50, 60 duraluminum. I go mine some crystal. I stick some filters in. I go mine some crystals. I come back. I stick those in. Do some more. Go off and do some questing, base building. It works for me because I'm only putting in a couple of hours here and there. It's not like I'm going whole hog on the. Yeah, I have yet to need more than that. Now, if I was gonna get into like hurry up, get shit built quickly, I would want to move to like large water cisterns. And if I'm gonna do tier 6 production, I would absolutely want to move to the tier 5 water cisterns and stuff. So going in here and looking at like these things, like like the large wind trap and the large water cistern. Whenever I get ready to, if I ever get to the point where I'm producing tier 6 stuff, I'm gonna want those. But I'm pretty good so far for just these two vats, these two cisterns, and have pretty much given me what I need so far. So far. I was pretty water starved about 3 days ago though, because I only had two water traps and one cistern. I definitely spent, I think, 2 full sessions scrambling to get all that stuff put together, but I have since not had any issues with my duraluminum production, and I've got my full suit of armor, full suit of weapons. I have my ornithopter scouted out with Mark V stuff, so the only thing left is my assault ornithopter. And like I said, I'm not in a rush to build that. It'll be, maybe put together one piece per day over the next few weeks. Right now, though, it's time to do some base building. So we need to put a rooftop on this bad boy, which I'm assuming is going to be, this will be fun to try to figure out because I've got all these weird angles to figure out. Don't know how we're going to do this yet. So, probably do. Yeah, exactly, Jack. By the time I get to like the Landsrad grind, yeah, I'm gonna want a ton of water storage. But I'm so far away from that. Like my objectives are base building and other stuff. So it's like I'm not to that point. Am I gonna get to that point? Maybe in July or August, but it also depends. Oh, you know what though? Hold that thought. I don't want to do that. It's also going to depend on um, when they do story drops. Because my priority is always going to be story drops, so. Okay. Probably should do all three of these. I might have to go get some more granite. Alright. Wrong piece. This is where I just don't know how this is going to work, because I've got all these triangular pieces that I got to try to fit together here in a bit. That might have stuck out the backside of there. I'm not going to know yet. Is that sticking over the edge? Sure looks like it is to me. I'm not sure yet. Alright, let's go over here and see what I can do, because I don't know how this is all going to work. That looks like I can do it with a triangular piece. But maybe not. It's too big. This is where we get into the funkiness that I'm not sure how I can make work. Problem is I would probably have to match it with the way I did it on the floor, which is that's gonna be a lesson in futility probably. I know there's some specialty pieces in here. Just don't know how to make these work. Where is that going? Yeah, because like that kind of works there, but then I can't. I bet I am going to have to match it to the way I did it downstairs, and the problem is trying to see that at nighttime is such a pain in the butt. So off of that, I have a triangle, which I did, and then off of that, I did a square. Yeah, I did a square triangle out from there. which I don't even know how I would make that work. Oh, oh, oh. No. See, I bet I have to delete that. Hang on, let's get rid of these for a minute. Because I do have to figure out how to make this work. Because I made it work downstairs, but it was a lesson in, like, trial and error. Alright, hang on. There we go. That right there. Now, how did I make that work? Triangles. It was triangle and triangle. Okay. I don't see that working. How the hell? This is when I could definitely see that they need more. They definitely need more building pieces, if that makes sense. Excuse me. Because I could put squares here, but then I'm still figuring out how do I... Alright, they did have a special in here. Which is like this really long... See, I could put it there, but then what about the other one? Like, this is what I just can't figure out how to get. Because there's that tiny little sliver that we can't, that goes from like here on, that I can't figure out how to fill. Keep coming back to that. Maybe if I just... Here, I'm just gonna play around with some stuff here. Just let me take these triangles all the way across and see if they work. Like, they might just... I might have to go triangles all the way across. Oh no, I accidentally destroyed a wall piece, I think. Yes, I did, by accident. It's alright. Walls... I'll have to jump down there and fill that in because I accidentally did that. Got a little crazy with the clickies. Alright, let's see if I just follow this as triangles all the way across. What does it lead me to on the other side? I do know that I need to get triangles to get around here. The problem is I didn't build at 45-degree angles correctly. Triangle, 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 triangle. think I had a... That's right, I did a square. Which I have, like so. There we go. Now, can I make this work? How did I make it work over here? I came away from that, placed... I placed a triangle up, a triangle down, a triangle up. Ah, that's what I did wrong, I think. No? There's no other way to do that. That confuses me. So I can do that, but what about this gap? Like... This guy drive me nuts. See, I could totally stick that in there, but then I'm... Oh, hang on. There's... No, those are not working the way I want them to. There is definitely... I honestly don't know how I'm going to cover this rooftop the way I want to, because I don't want... And it's because I built weird angles. I may have to get creative with the upper walls here just to make the rooftop work. Seriously, I think I'm going to have to do some creative stuff up here so that I don't have all these angles. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to tie this all in together. So I might have to do some like overhangs is what I'm getting at. That might not be necessarily a bad thing. Let's play around with some stuff here. So I know I want the light roofs across all three. This is gonna be like the main entry hall, but it's multiple stories. I'll back out and do a frontal view here in a second. Full frontal! Close your eyes, kids. It's gonna be a full frontal. So. It's the main entrance. So you're gonna come in. Now you're not going to necessarily seal this because I may have this. I haven't decided if I'm going to make this multiple stories or if I'm just going to have this be a big vaulted ceiling. It'll probably be multiple stories. Oh, I got to fix that wall while we're down here. It's the full frontal for that large package. Damn straight. Alright, rooftops. Oh! Somehow I removed a wall over here too. I get a little carried away sometimes when I'm clicking the remove things. Alright. I think I'm just going to build straight for now and then figure it out later with like what I need to do to make it all tie together, because this is going to not do what I want it to do. Correct. Those lights are from the Caladan Ultimate Edition thingy. Okay. I'm going to keep building square for now, and I'll figure out the edges later. Because I might not even be able to notice that. No, it copies the entire base, not just the floor. So if you use the Solido projector, it's the whole damn thing. It literally copies everything in the land claim. Ugh. It's really annoying because that's not a perfect triangle right there. So it's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. All right. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I shouldn't see anything peeking out over there. I do not. All right, and this is where I don't have enough space with the land claim. Oh, it's like you have to move it further inside the land claim because we are literally at the edge here. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, I could use that one. No one's going to see. That might be a little rough. Is anyone going to be able to notice from all the way down there? Because if that's the case, I could just put that on each edge. And that at least covers that part of it. Come on now. Come on. God damn it. They need more building pieces. That's what this comes down to. I can't do that. That's gonna look like shit from down below. Like there's no way to cap that corner. I wonder if I change this whole corner. I can't though. It wasn't what the building was allowing me to do down below because I couldn't get it to work with the walls earlier. I have no good way to do this up top here. And it makes me wonder if I'm going to want to change the whole angle of the building at these corners. I may have to change the whole structure to get this to work. Because I can't get it to match up the way I did it with the floor, and the reason is because when I built the floor dies into the rocks, so it doesn't have to tie into anything. So that whole floor structure, literally, it just disappears into the rocks, so I don't have to tie it into anything. And this is just not, I'm not able to do this the way I want because of the way the corners are working. I'm going to have to rebuild the entire corner structure here. Like, I'm going to have to rebuild the sides because I'm not going to get these where I want them.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Just get on up, bro. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. Thank you. Essentially, I need to have like a curved wall here. Well, we're gonna have to demolish some walls. I think. I don't see any other way to make this work the way I want.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Decisions. Yeah, I wish I could do an overhang like a balcony, but it's the angles of the floor. So I didn't consider that when I built the floor because the floor everything dies into the rock here. So I just sort of was like, oh, I can make that work. Here, let's put a triangle here, let's put a square here, let's put a triangle here. And I wasn't thinking about the up top not matching up. And I have no way because they don't have enough building pieces right now to allow you to do the all the weird like angles that I'm trying to do with like this off. Here's a 22.5 degree angle. Here's a 13-degree angle. Here's a 45-degree angle. Here's a 90-degree angle. Like I'm doing all these weird things, and all they've provided me with are boxes and triangles that are like specifically at 90 degrees, or you know what I mean. Like it's a yeah. I gotta. There are some rounded corners and stuff, and I think that's just what we got to deal with. All right. Well, let's see about doing like just rounded corners here. I know we had an issue with button up against the. All right. We could probably do this from the ground up. Yeah. See, I've got all these weird. Oh, it's gonna make me do each one of these wall things manually. All right. Now I remember one of the issues was we couldn't round it around here because of the. Um, we were touching the edge of the shield. I think this is where we made that decision the other day, and that's why we did it that way. Because I think we were able to make the rounded thing here work, but when I went to go do the walls, it wouldn't do it because we were touching the edge of the land claim. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Can't do it because the walls, and I don't have any smooth walls that can make that corner transition because they're all edged walls, if that makes sense. I wonder if there's any like chome facility walls that don't have that issue. They're all going to have that issue. Because I'm literally at the edge of the land claim. Look at that. They're like look at that. It pokes right out. So really what I need to do is I need to just bring the whole thing in one more, which doesn't make it look nearly as impressive from the front because it won't be able to be as wide, which sucks. The only other option would be to expand my land claim. Just for that one corner. Which would be a really silly thing to do. But I don't want to bring it in one more because it looks really impressive. Coming out 3 on either side. It feels... I may be expanding my land claim. Just give me a second. I think I'm just going to do it and bite the bullet and not, because I want it to be what I want it to be, and I don't want to have to be limited by, oh, I don't want to pay that in taxes. Go big or go home, right, kids? It's the whole point of spending 150,000 credits on the Atreides building set. Now here it's going to tell me you're carrying too much, and it's going to dump it on the ground. Which I don't want it to do, so give me a second here.